All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Furucombo Community Call number 48. So, May the 8th is today's call. So, we have a very special call today. We have members here today from the Furucombo team to talk a little bit about Protocolink, our latest API product, and basically the reason we went or wanted to create this product. So, very, very excited to talk with members of the team, the development team, the process behind that. So, let's get into it. The agenda today will basically then just be an update as usual. So, new releases, we'll go over some workshop updates, partnership announcement, and we'll review a feature that we recently had this week as well with our protocol link system. And then, as I mentioned, we will have an AMA with the Furucombo team, and then we'll be discussing kind of this big upgrade, this big change that we've recently made, and the reason that we've done that. So let's first get through the updates, and then we can discuss with the team about these upgrades, basically. So let's get into it. So for new releases for this month, we have the new Morpho markets. So this is going to include 7 new markets. I'm not going to list them all out, but they're here on the left. And then if you do want to take advantage of these markets, you can do so via the lending dashboard on the Furucombo site. So we are continuing to ensure that we have the latest iterations for each of the protocols added, and you can now utilize all these available markets through Furucombo that is available on Morpho Blue. So definitely check that out, see which yield strategies work for you, and take advantage of those features that are available. Next, so we did recently have a solver workshop. So the solver workshop basically is going to get you up to speed with what are intents, what intent-centric systems are live, protocols that are using these intents, and then kind of what's next for intents. And then what are the benefits? What are intents? What are solvers? And then how is Furucombo involved? So this workshop is going to review all that. Additionally, next week we have a Furu radio with 3 really, really prominent solver protocols or intent protocols, intent-centric protocols. So Connect, we have Cow protocol, and then we also have Kontos there on that Furu radio. So definitely watch the workshop, get up to speed with what we're going to be talking about next week on the Furu radio, and definitely join us for that because it's going to be a really interesting discussion. So if you want to find this video, you can find it on our YouTube, or all the links can be found on the Furu Studio channel in Discord as well. We also recently did a workshop on Spark. So Spark is MakerDAO's basically Aave, I don't want to say copy, but Aave-like protocol for lending. So this workshop will review what is Spark, what are the benefits of using this protocol, what integrations are available with Furucombo, a quick demo, and then we'll talk about what kind of strategies you can utilize on Spark. So one of the big things with Spark is the SDAI token, so you can earn a staked yield on your DAI. So I believe right now it's about 11% on Gnosis, and I'm not sure what the main net rate is, 5 or 8% or so. So that's a passive yield that is determined by the MakerDAO ecosystem. So there's really, really good opportunities for you to take advantage of and utilize those strategies to earn some passive yield. So if that interests you, definitely check out that workshop. And again, can be found on our YouTube or on the Furu Studio channel here in Discord. So that's the workshop updates. We also recently partnered with Kontos. So Kontos, as I mentioned, is an intent-centric application. And this is an application that allows users to swap tokens on any chain without any upfront gas costs. So Kontos helps to abstract away the difficulty from the end user, and it manages this all on your behalf using intents. So Furucombo is going to look to be a solver on the Kontos network once their service goes live later this year. So once that happens, we'll share more details with the community on that. And again, we will have Kontos as one of our Furu Radio participants in next week's Twitter space. So definitely, if you want to learn more about Kontos, we will be discussing that as well in our Furu Radio. And finally, for this week's community call, we feature a Radian't Unwind function. So Radian't was really looking to provide additional functionality directly on their interface. So previously, if a user wanted to manage their position on Radian't through some advanced actions like Furucombo offers, so whether that's debt swap, collateral swap, leverage, or deleverage, users have to switch from the Radian't UI and come to Furucombo or use some other method for managing their positions. But now users can unwind their positions directly on the Radian't interface. So the unwind is basically unlooping positions that are leveraged. So if you've staked ETH and borrowed ETH and kind of looped that, you can automatically unwind that now directly on Radiant's interface using the Protocolink API. So this is the first iteration of a seamless integration using Protocolink, of course, besides Furucombo. And it's a really, really good stepping stone for more to come. We're very excited that people are able to take advantage of this and see the features and functionality that Protocolink brings. So we are, of course, looking for more partners in using our technology, but again, very, very excited that Radian't is one of the first to utilize this, and things are going great. People are loving the functionality. So thanks to the Radian't team for working with us on this integration, and we'll have more to share in the future, and there's going to be more to come. So great. Awesome. So we'll just get right into the AMA here. So thanks to Bob, we have Ben, we have some other members from the Furucombo team here, some engineers, and we basically just want to go over some questions related to the reasoning behind why we developed Protocolink. So we'll start off, I guess, with the first question. Anyone that has any kind of response can feel free to jump in and just kind of discuss your thoughts on the question in hand. Anything you really want to let people know about, the reasoning behind this system. So I'll start off first with, what issues were we faced with when we made the initial Furucombo proxy system, and why was then Protocolink developed to alleviate these problems? So yeah, if you have any kind of answer to this, feel free to just jump in.
So should we raise our hand or just?
Yeah, go ahead. And just kind of introduce yourself so everyone knows, and we can kind of start the discussion. Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just go first. I'm Ben, and I'm the developer mainly focused on smart contract first on Furucombo. So maybe because Furucombo Proxy is the first very DeFi centralized, DeFi centric project in our company. And this project comes up to our mind when we try to, because by that time, new DeFi coming like AMMs and lending protocols. So we try to connect them and discover new possibilities between how do they interact and what new scenarios we can bring to our users and our customers. So, but by that time, there are only very, very few DeFis. So we can manage to develop all kinds of handlers, we call that, to interact with all these DeFis. So every DeFi we want to integrate into our system, we have to implement a new smart contract. And we all know that smart contract development is very, we don't say it's difficult, but have to be careful since these contracts, when they are deployed onto the blockchain, then it's kind of immutable. So we have to be very careful about security, and we have to also manage about the flexibility to improve our user experience. So this is kind of difficult to handle issue when developing Furucombo. And so, and even that those interacting logic can be developed on chain, that some of the information that need to be presented to the users can be complicated. So this uh, maybe Bob can talk more about this because it's kind of like front end issues that we have to integrate all these informations into our interface. Uh, so I think this is part of the issue that Protocolink wants to is trying to solve that these problems when we are developing the whole system, including the front end and the contract system of Furucombo. So yeah, maybe I'll leave the rest to other people.
Yeah, and hello, I'm ZD, and
Yeah.
I'm also a smart contract engineer from Furucombo and Protocolink. And as Ben mentioned, we face uh, the actual reason I think is engineers are lazy and we want to reduce the development cost, and we also want to increase the security. So when it comes to the Furucombo price system, when we add one more new protocol, we had to develop a contract and deploy and review it, and finally reduce it to the pro proxy contract. And I think another important reason is uh, we know that we have many use cases that composability can create, and we really want to external team and the external developers to connect those protocols easily and use them to create simple use cases or very specific use cases for their users. And when it comes to the original party system, it's very difficult to achieve the let other party to join our development and they can use our system so that we provide coding API and it can help others to use our system more easily. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Ben and ZD. Bob, did you have anything you wanted to add there, or are you good? Not sure if your mic is working or. Okay, we'll come back to you. So yeah, basically it boiled down to security, better security with the protocol link compared to the proxy system, speed of development, and then composability. So ease of integration for external parties to integrate into our system. So those are the main problems that we faced with the proxy system, and kind of the benefit of protocol link. Then I think we touched on the first and the second question there. Is there any other benefits you guys want to discuss, or do you just want to move to the next question?
I still think that if we can develop a fully on-chain system, it's pretty sexy. But it's kind of difficult when we need to coordinate with off-chain information, especially that um, even we don't say off-chain. When there's a protocol that exists on different chains that we don't really need to like communicate with them, but even when we want to expand our system onto different chains, that using a contract system is more difficult. And yeah, I think that's part of the um, uh, I'll say trade-off when we need to serve, provide our service to more users and more blockchains, then we have to think of a way to like make our system more scalable. And when we want to handle these stability problems, then we need to decide what should be handled on chain and what should be handled off chain. This can be difficult, but it's very important to when we want to provide better user experience and taking care of the security. How should we divide the system into different parts?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100. Go ahead, ZD.
Okay. And then another reason of why we create a polling in the concrete part, the most basic part I think is the polling country is unupdatable. I mean, it's immutable. So it means that even the polling team like us, we have no way to explore the user's front and do any bad things in that country. So I remember that yesterday I found a stat that is if you can build up on a system that are immutable, you are very confident on that for years that you can build a product and without any surprises. Like we can say that okay, we build on top of units of VC, so that we don't need to worry about that VC has some um, unexpected change when maybe 1 year later. So when it comes to voting country, when we can say that all countries are suitable, and I think this make other teams, like even our teams, confident that we can build our product on top of it without uh, worry about the change after the deployment.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point when we are trying to provide ourselves and uh, facing other development teams and trying to integrate with their project. Things that we know that is very important in DeFi ecosystem. Yeah, making content immutable and then it enables the other teams that know that I will be less risk when we are integrating with your product. We don't have to worry that someday that if you do some changes and do some modifications or upgrading your system, then boom, the system crashed in our end also.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, ZD. Thank you, Ben, for the information there. Then, cool. So I think you guys bring up some really good points. I just want to touch base then on how can I think there's two angles here. There's the angle of protocols integrating into our API system to potentially add more composability. So I want to talk a little bit about maybe from the development side how protocols can get involved in integrating into our system. And then secondly will be how can developers utilize the functionality that we've created to integrate some functions into their protocols or create better user experiences for their users. So yeah, whichever one you guys want to touch on first, maybe from the development side, and then we can maybe move to the end user after that and discuss the benefits of both of those.
I think CD will be the one to the best person to talk about this.
I'm thinking.
Put on the spotlight.
You can go first.
Because like when we are developing Furucombo, it's pretty difficult to just like what Didi just said, it's kind of difficult to onboard other protocols to join our system. I think by that time we only get like B protocol and Sushi Swap by that time, because we by then we already integrated Maker and Uniswap, so it will be more easier and more have like a pattern to follow. But when we want to integrate more people, then it's kind of difficult. So by Protocolink, we already because we have API, but API is our end to build up all the transactions. But when if a new protocol wants to be integrated into our system, then they can follow our patterns to build up their logics and to provide their well for this part they are the most familiar person to define all the logics, right? So it will be more easier to if you can just issue PR on our GitHub. So we will follow up and review with the PR with them and just co-work with them. And then this protocol can also be integrated into the Protocolink system. So I think this part is when we want to integrate with other protocols. But another part is how to use the whole Protocolink system by like using the SDK or maybe we can talk about this more about when we are trying to integrate the system in our own product, that is the landing dashboard. We also use our own product and use the experience to improve our whole system, make it more easier to let other people to join, to integrate this system into their own product. Yeah. So for this part, maybe ZD and Bob can share more about this.
Based on our past experience, I think the most important thing to use the Prolink is that you need to come up with use cases. Use case. And it means that when we so it means that you should think about what scenario can be achieved through complexity. So I think the first two steps, of course, is looking at the opportunity available on our Furucombo side. That this is a layout and demonstration of how can we utilize the Prolink. And then if you have any idea of use cases, you can then check out the document and discuss with us. Yeah.
So, like, what integrations have we seen today? For example, Compound Kit, Radian't, and then what can other developers anticipate the use cases being like today, or what does Furucombo utilize Protocolink or the lending SDK um, for our kinds of transactions, and what's available today with Protocolink?
For example, on Furucombo, there are the create page. I think the create page is not for specific use case, right? So this is a very versatile potential page that you can create any transaction you want to combine different protocols. And the second one is landing dashboard, as you mentioned. And the third one is multi-standard that can be easier to deploy on a separate every chain, and we provide that chain type. If you want to send a token to your main addresses, you can use the feature. And besides those features, we have some idea into our mind. For example, a Prolink can dedicate the you approve your token to Prolink contract, and the Prolink contract can set a dedicated for your wallet. So it means that it can somehow create an automation case. That means if you have any position, you can dedicate your lending approval to Polink, and Polink can help you to check out your health rate of your position, and we can build up a backend system that can monitor your position. Then when we find that the health rate is too low, we can issue a transaction letter to delete your position to protect your position. Yeah. So and other use cases such as that is a very traditional use case that you can swap and deposit your off token to any protocols. So you have to easily get into the that protocol. Yeah. So I think the most exciting part is besides the full combo to provide those features. We think that we can invite other product teams. So if you are a DX or you are a wallet, you can just call it as a backend to provide nice feature for your users to improve their user experience. Yeah, for example, you are walleting, you can not only provide a simple swap for your user, you can also provide a farming strategy or a year strategy for your user to deposit, to help user to put their money to a lending service or LLC project. So I think what's exciting of the things of the coding is that we create a new way to provide the usability to other teams to use our system, not only our full combo from it.
Yeah, and I think it's a very good example, like, of how we cooperate with Radiant. Because, um, as you know, like Radiant provides a lending service, and when user want to use open service, it can be, it will be, the user experience will be better if it can provide some additional functionality like blocking their collaterals or leverage these kinds of complex functions. And for those functions that Protocolink build it into lending SDK and enable um, your local search to um, provide those like more user friendly but complicated functions, then you don't need to build it from scratch. You can just integrate our backend system like through Lending SDK, and then everything will be more easy to will be easier to be integrated into your product, and you don't have to worry if the contract goes like different because we just mentioned that everything is immutable on chain. So I think it's a very good solution to like expand the scenarios to all kinds of services. Lending service is just one of, part of the DeFi. We can expand all kinds of scenarios by connecting with different protocols and providing um, more numbers that should be presented on the front end that to enable users know to figure out what they can do and what's their information in their account, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think this is a very good experience for, cooperating with Radiant and for them and for us also. Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, ZD. Okay, so yeah, I think that basically covers the best use cases. And yeah, I guess it's interesting to mention that mm, I don't want to say we originally designed it around focusing on the lending SDK, but the lending SDK is just one component of what could be a much larger like Protocolink API system, including many, I guess, different SDKs or many different use cases. So we have expanded, I guess, on that functionality with the addition of the create page, because originally we were just using the lending SDK, but now we're going to be routing all transactions through Protocolink API. So as we continue to develop it, it gets more robust. As we continue to add more partners and functionality, it just continues to grow as an ecosystem. So I guess that'll take me to my last question is, the industry, the technology is continually changing. We've designed this system to help basically future-proof Furucombo as a staple in the DeFi sector. So is that how you guys see this continuing? Is basically just increased composability and then continue to build up the protocol API as like a system that can continue to provide expanded functionality and then continue to upgrade and build on this and then basically create a system that's allows developers to tap into the functions and options that are available within the system.
I can go ahead.
Oh,
Go. So I think what we always try to do is try to simplify a complicated thing, whether it's a trading strategy or user experience or some flow. So when Furucombo first come out, we try to simplify. If a user want to perform a trading strategy, say swap token on Uniswap and then go to Aave to deposit and then do a liquidity buy, and then we make it like a one combo. So we simplify the trading strategy. So when we have the Protocolink or we see Protocolink and Furucombo as a front end back end as a one product, I think it's trying to fulfill or trying to solve the problem of no matter you are a user, your trading strategies can still be connected by Furucombo. And if you are a developer, no matter if you are developing something like a dashboard, because when we are working on the Protocolink, we talk to a lot of different Aave community developers. And so a lot of them are developing lending dashboard, some monitor dashboard, some calculator around the Aave lending protocol to help their user to calculate the risk or to see all the positions in one web page. But the problem here is they are grantees and they take money from Aave grant out to build this product. But once they run out of the money, there is no business model for this dashboard to continue to go. But speaking from a business side perspective, I don't think that any grant out will keep feeding money to dashboards to just allow users to see their positions. So I think Protocolink can provide a solution here. Is that okay? So the problem for those dashboard developers is they are mostly focusing on front end, and front end is very different from the back end, especially if your back end is something related to smart contract or we can say Solidity. It's very different from what the skill they have. So 99.9% of the dashboard developers, they will just stop their project and then the project will go dead. But if they can use the Protocolink, whether it's our API system or our lending SDK, then within a couple of days, I'm very confident on this because within a couple of days, they can upgrade their dashboard from a read-only dashboard to a dashboard that you can send out a real transaction. So when the user is using your dashboard to monitor their position, once they want to do something, they don't have to leave your dashboard, go back to aave.com and then do it. They can just do it on your website.
and you can take some percentage on that. So this is like pretty simple, easy understanding, and low development cost, low security issue concern solution for those dashboard developers. I think this is one of the problems that we solve for the industry, that uh, not everyone needs to learn the hardcore technology. Not everyone needs to know everything if they want to build a product. They can just focus on what they are very good at, and the rest will be solved by other experts. So this is the first case, the dashboard developers. And I think another case will be protocols that they want to focus on their core business. I think this is also what we are helping uh, to the industry, like contributing to the industry. Um, like we've been in the DeFi space for so many years, and then we see a lot of good talents around the globe. They are trying to, they have a like brilliant idea that okay, how to liquidate a position, or how can I build a better DEX, or some infra can be more efficient. But DeFi or blockchains grow like move so fast, so everyone needs to really concentrate on what they are building. Otherwise, they will fail because it moves too fast. Let's say a lot of lending protocol they are coming out, Euler Finance, Morpho Finance, um, and I believe that there were more and more lending protocol. They have a new structure or a new structure, but when they are trying to improve, what's the risk model, or how we can allow users to borrow more money, or we can support more assets, like even smaller assets. The asset just come out 2 days, maybe just $500 trading bond. How can we list this token on our site to allow to make it more efficient? And then they spend a lot of time thinking about this. So, but there are still a lot of different things that you need to cover on your lending protocol site. For example, a user they want to deposit their collateral to your site, but what they have is just Ether. But maybe you are like encourage people to use the WSETH. So right here you can say, well, you can go to Uniswap and swap and come back. I think most of the sites do this, but I'm like really encourage every protocol that you have the zapping feature. So no matter user has any kind of authentication, simply using our API to swap to the right token that you want to pay, and then put in your protocol. So this is the first one. And the second one is when they have deposit the asset to the protocol. Most of them, they will try to make it more efficient. So they will do leverage, and then so you can use our API to do leverage without you doing that by yourself. And also deleverage, collateral swap, or something. We call it advanced API. So yeah, I think every not just lending protocol, but every protocol, you can say you are a perpetual protocol, or you are DEX, or you are yield aggregator, or whatever. You can always find a very efficient API for your protocol from the protocoling website, because I think this is what we are focusing on. We want to try to solve these problems of save people's time. We want to connecting the dots into our minds. Yeah. So I think these two different cases are the thing that I think we are contributing to the whole industry. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else have anything to add on that, ZD? Bob?
Yeah. I think take the comment is very good, and based on the comment, I think as the number of multi-chain and the DeFi protocol increases, I think that this kind in the industry will only become more complex, right? And when it reaches a certain level of complexity, there will be a need to simplify the process to make normal users to access those protocols, and to provide to invest their token. Yeah. So I think the following is serve as a backbone for various use cases. So I mean, for those new protocol and those developers Like going to reinvent the well to start from content development to try to simplify their user process. We can just build on top of Kotlin to speed up their development to reduce that cost and increase the security. Yeah, I think especially when the industry is going up, I think the simplify and make the user accessible to those products is the getting more important issue. Yeah.
We'll just see if Bob has anything to say here. I think he's still having mic issues potentially. Yep. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, I think what DB just said is already a trend when building a new DeFi product nowadays. As we can see that when a new DeFi product come up and they need to figure out their position in the whole ecosystem right now and trying to provide some use cases how to when a user why should user use our protocol? It's because that you can use A and B and connect to us, and then you can form a brand new strategy that really brings revenues to you. And so these kinds of when these strategies are proposed, if user still needs to like switch between those apps, and that brings chance to leave your app. This brings it makes the strategy more difficult to be executed. So I think it's a very good way to if someone provides a backbone system to enable these strategy can be actually integrated into your own app, and then you can like keep the users in on your own product by whole time. So yeah, I think this is also what ProLink uh, want to do and want to uh, like save some work for our developers when they are already contributing and building their own product. They don't need they shouldn't be worried too much about other integrations if we have a like more robust solution for them already. Yeah. Bob, you want to try again?
No, it doesn't sound like it's gonna go. But yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's a very, very good point. I mean, there's benefits for both the developers and the end users. In some cases, we've seen up to 77% reduction cost in, you know, cost of developers to create these contracts, and you're abstracting away all the difficulty by utilizing something that's already completed. I'm not sure the number of protocols utilizing APIs, but I'm pretty sure it's, as you mentioned, we will continue to see that rise, especially as the market continues to get more complex and requires more in-depth integration. And then, of course, on the user end, you're going to have a more seamless experience with all this, potentially bundled transactions, lower transaction fees, not necessary to approve every transaction and, sign every action each time, things like that. So there's a whole swath of benefits for both developers and end users. So just really excited for this product and just the industry and space in general to see how we're going to continue to develop here in the next 3 to 5 years or so. So yeah, so I wanted to thank everyone for being here to provide some insights into the reasoning behind upgrading the original Furucombo proxy system and how we've gotten to Protocolink today with the Lending SDK that we developed as well. Does anyone have any closing thoughts on anything or anything else they want to mention? No? Okay, great. So thanks again. Yeah, Teddy?
No, I just want to say no.
Okay, sounds good. So thanks everyone for being here, either on the Discord or on our YouTube. If you want to learn more about Protocolink, all of our information is available in the Discord. If you go to resources under info, you can find all the information about Furucombo, about Protocolink, about how to get started, how to make your own pull request, how to integrate with us. We're always very, very happy to help in any manner. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns. And if you are listening from the YouTube, we will have all the links down in the description below. So thank you very, very much in attendance, and thank you everyone from the Furucombo team here to help present this. Cheers, and thank you for joining the community call.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See you at the next one. Cheers.